Hello, every single person out there. My name is Untold Gamer. And welcome back to Corpse Party Chapter 4. Look at my mouse, it's going all over the screen. Now it works. See, I made it work. I did. So now I can point things out like, look. Look at this board. Look at this note. How do I get to this? This is something I want to do. Anyway, last episode we both destroyed our little partner and saved her. Not at the same time. That would be weird. We're going to go into the pump room. Door's locked. Unlock it. Yes. We also had that the little 2-minute flippin' stupid thing, and we saved her with 1 second remaining. The valve wheel is labeled drainage. Turn it. Yeah. He's just kind of staring at it like turning. Where'd the water go? Crude label written on a piece of tape attached to the device as water pump. Right below it, there's a slot for some sort of lever or handle. Is there nothing else here? Just a piss bucket. Cool. Caution, confirm all swimmers have vacated the pool before draining. I think they did. It's the body of a female student rotting and decayed. Mitsuki Kaijimo. Oh, people have died in this pool. Based on the size, this appears to be a body of a high schooler. Long-term exposure to the dirty, contaminated water has left it quite a mess. Hirune Tanaka. It's the body of a female student rotting and decayed. Tsukasa Turim something. It's the corpse of a very tiny individual being pickled with this filthy brine for so long. Seems to have bloated its skin to a patchwork of pustules. Kansui Saito. Gonna go read this note. I removed the wheel from the water pump and threw it into the pool. Hopefully, that'll keep anyone from finding the little treasure I left in the spigot. That bitch killed my friends. She can spend eternity without a tongue for all I care. It's essentially an oversized foster pool. Yeah, we already looked at it. Okay, so there's a wheel here. There's a wheel somewhere, at least. Does it only settle in, like... Okay. So you took the wheel that's supposed to, like, fill up the pool, and you threw it into the pool, you stupid. That was your first mistake. So there's something in this fucking... thing that we gotta get. Son of a bitch. Well, can we go over here now? And look in it, maybe? Let me see here. The broken drain to get a wheel. The broken drain. Okay, well, we know where the broken drain is. It told me to examine the broken drain. Is it this one? Oh, there it is. The dim lights around you are reflecting off of something deep inside the drainage grate. Try to finish it out? Yes. What is this thing? Some kind of handle? No, it's a wheel. Rusted valve wheel. Cool. Now we go back to the pump room. See, I was looking in there. I was just not looking in directly the correct spot. Attach. Yes. That's as far as it's gonna go, I think. It's too rusted to turn anymore. I'll just have to force it, by the way. And then it break. Ooh. It's a small hemp bag stained with copious amounts of blood. It seems to have fallen from the spigot. An elementary schooler's student ID name tag is attached to it. Heavenly Host Elementary School Class 1-6, Tokiko Tsujui. The bag appears to contain a severed human tongue. Ugh. It's a girl's name. Or it's a girl's name. Tokiko's tongue. Cool. I'm guessing that's all we can do here since we basically figured it all out, right? Do we have to find little girl whose tongue it belongs to? Are you in the locker? No, now you're not in the locker at all. Look at the blood. Okay. Oh, back in this fucking school. I hate the fucking school, okay? I really do. I'm sorry. I hate it so much. Okay. Everything seems to rest either in the infirmary. This is not where I wanted to go. In the infirmary or classroom 1-A. Follower. We should probably save first. Let's go save, and then we'll go follower. I'll be right back. Okay, I was just walking to the save point, and they're just ghosty goos all over everywhere. Looks like I was just walking to the place, and they decided to attack me. Here we go again. Where the hell's it gonna take us this time? Where your friend was splattered. The floorboards beneath that wall. Right under her globby entrails. Where the floor dips and the blood pools. Drip, drop, drip, drop. Smelly, smelly, icky, icky. Get in there good and dig it out. Now that's desecration of the dead. You getting a good laugh out of this, you sick son of a bitch? God, if that's where it is. I'm not sure we can ever bring ourselves to get it. Is someone there? Morishige, you're alive! Ah, Kishinuma, the class rep too. I'm very glad to see you both safe and sound. Stop, Bone. What happened? It's a long story. So where have you been? I was in the second wing until a short while ago, but suddenly lost consciousness. And when I woke up here, it felt as if the air had somehow changed. Oh yes, I did briefly cross paths with Mochida and his sister. You did? They're okay too? They are. Though I next ran into Mochida's sister. It seemed she and her brother had parted ways. Morishige? What is that in your hand? He appears to be grasping a blood-soaked pouch in his hands. Oh, this? I found it on the floorboards in the hallway. Just up these stairs. He was sifting through her body. Why? Some kind of charm? Do you want it? Please take it. I'm merely searching for a certain someone, so I have no need for charms at the present time. Yuki Kano. Well, I should be going now. Is something wrong, class rep? You look like you've seen a ghost. Ah, yes, one more thing. Mochida said we should all try to meet in classroom 1A. Oh, okay. I'm guessing... He just kind of goes. It wasn't from, you know, Suzumoto's spot. Maybe he shifted over a few feet and he got it from there. I mean, if he didn't, then that really freaked me out. Did you see his hands? They were covered in blood. Oh, no. Oh, that dude, like, sifting around in her blood and guts and shit, man. That's fucked up, brother. There's an anatomical diagram of the human body tacked onto the wall. Looking closely, each individual organ seems to have blood-stained and swollen as if it could burst forth with a spray of gore at any moment. Oh, I was on the wrong thing. I was like, I'm not pressing these keys. What the fuck? Okay. Classroom 1A it is then. That's fucked up, man. Do they always chase us from now on? Giggle. Okay, I'm not gonna mess with them. You know what? I just saved. It's fine. I can totally do it. Get back, get back! This girl's missing an eye and the other one's missing most of her head. Oh, we got our tongues. Is that going to be enough? What do we do? Pull out the tongue bags? Sure, yeah. The girls lower their heads, or what's left of it in one case, and begin rocking slowly back and forth as if feeling anxious. Yuki Kano, Tokiko Tsuji. These are for you. They're yours, aren't they? Hand over the 2 bags. Ah, you. Thank you very much. We did it, Shinozaki. All 3 of them. All that's left is the girls that No more. Every time I talk to those ghosts, I feel like I'm getting closer and closer to death myself. You have any idea what that's like? I keep picturing how I'll look when I'm dead. I'm not even trying. It just pops in my head all on its own. It's such a horrible image. I want to go home. I just want to go home, back to my mom and my sister, Mochida. Shinozaki! Alright. Next one is mine then, okay? Just try to pull yourself together. Wah! God damn it, not again. This one's big too. It's gotta be like the schools. Wow. Was I knocked out? Where am I? Go to her, you silly man. Is this our classroom? For real? Shinozaki. Shinozaki! Hey, wake up! She's breathing at least. Shinozaki, come on, wake up already! Shinoma. Hickey gag and a cough. Pan, huh? What? Look around you, I can hardly believe it myself, but here we are. No way. We're back? For real? Is this really our school? No. No way. It's really real. Check it out. Here's my desk. I don't believe it. Mine too. It's right here. I can't believe it. So it's true. It's not. No way. Yeah, we made it. We're home. We're home. Fuck yeah, suck on that, world. I never thought I'd live to see home again. Doors are locked. The needle on the clock in the hall is pointing to 8, and there's not a soul in sight. Guess there's no Satoshi or Miss Yui or anyone else, huh? Venturing on in search of others, you find that even the janitor's likely gone home. The lights are out and all the halls are pitch black. Only the red glow of the light next to the fire extinguisher offers any respite from the quaint, quiet darkness of the school hallway. Standing around in the darkened corridor of our school building at 8 in the evening just feels so surreal. As the thunder and rain grow in intensity, the windows begin to condensate with moisture, turning white in contrast to the corridor's sea of black. Is this reality? Was everything up until now just a dream? Where am I right now? What am I doing? What? Shinozaki, what's wrong? Yeah, there it is. What? The hell is this? It's not over, is it? Why isn't it over? Why? Damn it. It's you. Get back, don't come any closer. It was a rainy evening after school, just like this one. On the way I was kidnapped. I remember I had a fight with my mom that morning. Why is she telling us this? He's freaking the motherfuck out. Like, look at this dude. This dude is not having a good time. I'm gonna pick his nose now. I have no idea. I didn't want to see your face. So after school, I decided that instead of going home, I'd park myself in the outdoor walkway for a little and watch the rain. That's when Mr. Yoshikazu showed up. He sat down next to me. I told him all about my fight with Mom, and he listened really closely and just kept saying, uh-huh, uh-huh. He was sick and couldn't speak much, but he's a very kind man. I really liked him. But then... You too. I'm so sorry. She's so tiny. She must be 5th grader. Yuki Kano, right? Thank you for what you did back there. For making the effort to help those of us who were killed in that school. Didn't we succeed though? Why are you still here? You didn't. But we returned your tongues. We gave you back the ability to tell your story. And we even got your murderer to repent for what he did. Isn't it just that you can't forgive him, no matter what? Appeasing us isn't about forgiveness. It doesn't matter if we forgive or not. Repentance is between the criminal and the victim. It's the sole act capable of moving us. And we exist as fragments of the sacred ground upon which heavenly host is sealed. I believe that moving us is your best course of action. But it's not enough. His repentance just wasn't enough. So you're saying his words, the words spoken by the doll, weren't good enough to appease you? That's not... So what then? Why do you feel the need to trap one innocent stranger after another in that godforsaken place? You child spirits are the ones who summoned us there, aren't you? That's not true. The hell do you mean by that? We're just the cogs that hold the closed spaces together. But you killed Suzimoto, didn't you? Wait. Huh? Let's hear her out. I'm just glad I was able to get even the two of you back to safety. The hell are you suddenly so concerned about us? I heard about a situation like this from my sister once. A lost soul whose life was ended violently and abruptly, leaving her with a mountain of worries and concern. It's like stopping short at the edge of madness, with all sorts of thoughts and feelings swirling around your head. Your kindly nature and your sudden hatred and panic begin to spin around and around, and you just start acting out without any sort of control. Your sister is some kind of medium or something? Yeah, something like that. So what you're saying is this little girl and this creepy little girl we met before are two sides of the same coin? I feel for you, I really do, so please, please, bring the rest of them back. Mochida, Mishishido, and everyone else too. Bring them all back home. Come on, you could do it, right? I don't think that's possible anymore. Why not? Those closed spaces have eaten a lot of innocent souls, far too many, in fact. The grudges of those who died there have filled every last corner of them. There's no room left. And because the agony and pain has nowhere else to go, it's begun feeding on the minds of souls like us who have bound here. It won't be long before I turn back into a vengeful spirit who attacks people like you without mercy. So we're going to lose you as an ally then? So why don't you just hurry up and bring them home right now? Isn't there any way for us to save Mochida and the others? There may be one way. Well, what is it? I think you already know. You have to return to the closed spaces. Find all four of us Heavenly Host serial kidnapping and murder victims, and put us all to rest. Then the closed spaces won't have their cogs anymore, and they'll begin to fade from existence. And you just might get your friends back. You expect us to go back? And this time, instead of just having just one person left to appease, you have to go back to the drawing board and appease all four of you? Why couldn't you tell the reason our previous efforts weren't good enough? What is there to hide? It's just something I don't want to remember, but if you really want to know, I'll tell you. I'll tell you everything that happened. Yuki's spirit gently took hold of Ayumi's hand. In an instant, their two beings seemed to merge together into a single mind. Oh, what's going on? Shinozaki! It hurts, it hurts! Huh? What happened to me? Didn't I pass out? So why am I fully aware right now? I can't see a thing and I can't move. It's like that feeling you get when you're really tired, sleep paralysis, I think. Ah, where? Why can't I move? Taiko Shinozaki. The little girl in the red dress, and the only survivor of the horrific murders that occurred in Heavenly Host Elementary School. Following the incident, Sachiko's family fled from the area, moving to another prefecture to escape the frightful memoirs that remain there. Strangely, however, I've been unable to locate any of the records of Shinozaki family. No matter where I look, the only information I can find about them comes from the newspaper reports on the Heavenly Host murders. Granted, when an elementary school becomes the stage for a grisly incident such as this, perpetrated by none other than the principal's own son, it stands to reason that the scandal would serve as the primary focus for public interest, with all the other details fading into the background. So, of course, after learning that Sachiko was safe, further news of the whereabouts was largely ignored in the favor of the media circus surrounding the school. There's more to it than that. People weren't just interested in learning of Sachiko's history or whereabouts. There was simply no data to be had. I can't move my body because of the sleep paralysis, I guess. But I can clearly see the room I'm in right now. There's one boy and two girls in here aside from myself. I recognize them. They're the children who were killed in Heavenly Host during that incident, but they're still alive. Unfortunately, they're all bound hand and foot, just sprawled out on the floor, and so am I. Guess that's the real reason I can't move. Wow. Somebody please save me. No, stop. No, please, no. I hear eyes. No, I can't see. Now I'm blindfolded. I can't see a thing that's happening to me. Since my hands and feet are tied up, I can't remove the blindfold either. That just makes everything so much worse. Just because I can't see, I begin to listen more intently. Frightened sobbing. Helpless cries of the other children echo off the walls of the cramped room. I'm so scared it feels like my head's going to explode. What are you doing to me? Why am I blindfolded? Untie me, cut the ropes. I want to be able to use my hands and feet, please. Please. Kept begging and pleading, but all I heard in response was a man walking away from me. An order. Okay. An order. I've never heard screaming like this before. It's pure primal terror, cutting through the air like a perfect sine wave. It's the boy at the end. Feels like he's been screaming for an eternity. I think he's being killed right now. My God, what the hell is he doing to him? Why isn't God allowing him to fall unconscious so he doesn't have to suffer? Oh, you shouldn't say that. It's been at least a half an hour now. Those inhuman screams of a young boy being ripped apart from the inside have finally come to a halt. Without even a single moment of silence, the first of the girls in line is the next to scream for her life, and the symphony goes on. God, I can't take any more of this. I'm losing my mind. Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Is it still going on? Come on, just die already. Die already? God, what's wrong with me? You know what? I don't care. Just get it over with and leave me in peace. Finally, after hearing a sound like a heavy object being dropped, the noise has stopped and the room quiet again. Thump, thump, thump. Those footsteps are getting closer. All my hair's standing on end at this point. The thing below my stomach feels like it's frozen, like I've suddenly been stricken with severe diarrhea. In order, God, why am I relieved by the silence? The kid at the end just died, which means it's my turn now. Ah! Someone's got me by the hair. They're pulling my head up, taking off my blindfold, which means I get to see the face of my killer. The 4 missing children were found in a basement room at the Heavenly Host Elementary School, unused and officially sealed since their building's destruction. When authorities entered, they were greeted with an inhumanly horrific sight. Based upon the evidence at hand, the murder weapon was determined to be a pair of large sewing scissors found in the hands of the accused. Investigators suspected some hesitation on the man's part, however, as the deceased victim's wounds did not indicate that his full strength had been used. Nonetheless, he had clearly acted with extreme malicious intent. The official cause of death for the 3 murdered children has been listed as loss of blood following removal of the tongue. But the actual state of affairs was not quite so clinical, nor even so pleasant, if you can believe it. The following details have been extrapolated from information previously unreleased to the public, or at least previously unreported by news outlets. These details of the crime are based on the official police testimony of Sachiko Shinozaki herself. Evidently, the victims were bound, blindfolded, and spaced out on the floor, then killed one by one. One was repeatedly stabbed in the abdomen with the aforementioned pair of scissors, then had many of his internal organs forcefully dug out. His discarded innards were found partially buried beneath the earthen floor of the basement room. Another was stabbed in the head dozens upon dozens of times, to such an extent that all the flesh and bone above her jawline was essentially minced away. With my blindfold removed, the sight that appeared before me was more horrific than anything I could possibly have imagined. The person staring back at me, brandishing a blood-soaked pair of sewing scissors, wasn't the large man from earlier at all. It was one of the children. It was a little girl, her face dyed red with the blood of her victims. She was staring intently at me with soulless gray eyes, and then she just started giggling. Snip, snap, snip, snap. Giggle, giggle. She was opening and closing the bloody scissors over and over again, and the sound kept echoing through the room. Then she took those dull, rusty, thoroughly blood-soaked blades and slowly brought them closer and closer to my left eye. How? Why? What is it you... The third victim was stabbed in the left eye an indeterminate number of times, until her eyeball became soup-like in consistency. She was eventually just left like that, slowly bleeding to death in horrible agony. Strangely, it was only after those mutilations had already been inflicted that the killer went back and severed the victim's tongues. Learning the truth about these proceedings is shocking even to me, and makes it nearly impossible to accept the murderer as anything but a monster. And bearing witness to every moment of this was a 7-year-old girl named Sachiko. In many ways, she's the most pitiable and long-suffering of them all. But it was through her tearful, frightened testimony that Yoshaki... What the fucking shit? Now, going back to the hunt for information on this unfortunate girl's whereabouts, it was her words that ultimately led to Yoshiku's sentencing. Therefore, it comes as no real surprise that sensitive information pertaining to her and her family would be withheld. That's to be expected. What's not expected, however, is that there's not even the slightest trace of this information left to find. It's as if it simply never existed. Therefore, I cannot help but consider alternate possible explanations, and I remind you, this is mere conjecture. But one question keeps nagging at the back of my mind. Was Yoshikatsu Yanagihori really the murderer of the 3 victims? Is it possible the crime was not actually perpetrated by him at all? Think about it. In his final days, Yoshikatsu was incapable of communicating with others through speech. And despite his childlike reversion, he'd always been a personable and friendly man. As the saying goes, he wouldn't have hurt a fly. All his relatives, friends, and neighbors confirmed as much, shocked to hear that such a kindly man could have commit these unconscionable atrocities. He certainly had no motive for the crime either. There was nothing for him. Then again, he may simply have lost his mind. Look at his father. It was around the same time that Principal Takami Yanagihori suddenly began speaking in tongues and acting in a most peculiar way, not to mention scribbling incomprehensible gibberish all over his walls as if possessed. He seemed frightened of someone and would often be found crouching in the corner of his office, moaning and thrashing when visitors came by. If he could wind up in such a beleaguered state with no warning. Then perhaps so too could his son. I believe that we're looking at a curse far more powerful than anything man could devise. From the time it opened its doors to the day it closed them forever. Heavenly Host Elementary School's sealed basement room has existed as a form of cursed ground. And to find the underlying cause, we must go back beyond the infamous kidnapping and murder incident. Back to a whole 20 years. I believe I may have found a clue that could shed some light on the situation. It may be a bit far-fetched as leads go, but it is a lead nonetheless. Regrettably, since Heavenly Host was not only closed down but demolished altogether and another school built in its place, it's no longer possible to investigate the basement room directly. But my my protege has found what may be the next best thing. Something that could make the impossible possible once more. Preparations are now being made to pursue this lead even now. Be sure not to miss the next installment. May it be the scoop of a lifetime! Kukabini! 2003-7-22! Continue to check 5! Yo! What? That's why you never see the girl in the red dress with the ghosts. What the fuck? That's messed up. Oh, that had me cringing. That was... that was gross. Oh man, so I'm wondering, what did the little girl have to do to get to the principal's son in order to do that? Because that's some pretty serious stuff. I'm thinking that maybe the little girl was forming the old school. Maybe, I don't know. It's weird because like maybe she already had some sort of power over him previously, and I don't know. You have to get that power from something. That's the thing. You have to get that power to be able to use it on someone. I don't know how does one explain this? I'm thinking that like I don't know, but maybe she was already building the school or like torturing him so much that he was going insane, and he just ended up saying, you know what, you win, you can do whatever you want. I just don't care anymore, as he was going insane. The pivotal moment. That's flipping messed up, man. Chapter 5 is actually split up into 2 parts, I've learned. Yeah. Oh, we also haven't done Meeting the Minds and She Knows a Key, so those will be the next 2 episodes before Chapter 5. So yeah, you do get a little bit of a cliffhanger. But I will definitely be doing these extras, Meeting of the Minds and She Knows a Key. And I'm thinking that after Chapter 5, Part 1, you'll get another one. And so we'll do that and then do Part 2, Chapter 5. I mean, that's just how it was released. So, I mean, I don't know. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you did enjoy Chapter 4, hit that like button. And if you want to support the series or the channel, hit that subscribe button.